Everyone here, Collector Brain, Super Otaku. We're on a road trip. We're stopping in Vancouver, Washington right now on our first stop. It's called I Like Comics, and we're gonna hit over to, let me see if I can, I can't turn the camera around for some reason. I'll put some footage in a moment. So I Like Comics in Vancouver, Washington, and then we hit over to Portland, Oregon, to Excalibur and a couple other places. Yeah, stay tuned. Let's see what we can find here. We'll be digging. We have a long day planned. It's almost 10 a.m. and we want to go to all the way till 7 p.m. So wish us luck and see what we find.
Stay tuned.
Collector Brain.
All right, first stop, I Like Comics. They'll open in about 10 minutes and we'll see what we can find.
Yeah, we're going to go dig in dollar bins or $1.50 bins here. Probably have a volume type discount as well. So excited to see what we pick up here.
All right. I mean, look at this. All right, quick update. After I Like Comics, we went to Portland. We hit, what was it, Fallout Comics and Excalibur. Didn't really find anything. So we're gonna try a couple of smaller stores. There's one big one still on the list, but they're open till 7, so we kind of wanted to hit them on last. So yeah, and I'll try to do a little bit more footage. In the other stores, it was just kind of hard to do. So wish us luck. See you soon. All right, went to the next stop, and they're closed till end of August. So it's a bit of a bummer. Not going our way today. All right, for now, we had a couple more stops. Not really any success. So this is Cosmic Monkey. This was supposed to be our last stop. I'm not sure if it's going to be. Let's hope have some success. Let's go for it. I saw a box that said like signed books up there.
Yeah.
There's nothing good in there.
Nothing good?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to find some good stuff here. Let's start digging.
Yeah. And it's bottom too. Top to bottom. All right, welcome back to the channel. So you saw the video already of, our little trip, or at least what I filmed. All in all, was a little bit disappointing.
No, variant, you're nothing but a cosmic disappointment.
Otaku and I both thought so. We were looking forward to this trip because we heard a lot about the Portland comic scene and the cool stores that they have. So it was a long trip. So I left my house at like 5:45 and I came back at 5:45. So 18-hour round trip for everything. As you heard, so we started in Vancouver, Washington. I like comics.
I like comic books.
Big store. Probably from all of them that I saw, that was probably my favorite. They had a huge selection. But I actually ended up not picking up anything. I don't know, maybe I was anticipating to find something in Portland and I was kind of holding on to my money. But also, like, I have the feeling when I go to the places, like, there's something that sticks out at you and then you kind of have to have it. Or something is just like a mega deal and, that just didn't happen. They had a nice area of autographed books and a bunch of Chris Claremont ones that I still want to get. You still want to get a signature of his. But all the books were pretty damaged. So that was kind of like a non-starter for me. And even the signature didn't look good. It looked like it was like wiped over with a wet towel or something like that. Or the pen was bad. I don't know. And, that's the price kind of reflected that. They kind of knew it wasn't all that. But they had some nice slabs. And, I mean, all in all, like I said, that one was probably the most impressive with all the stuff that they had. So we crossed over to Portland. Crossed over like it's a big deal, but it's very close from there. Just go over the bridge and you're in Portland. So Fallout Comics is like a little bit of like a warehouse sale or something like that. They have a couple of wall books, and then it's mostly like 50-cent bin, dollar bin, $3 bin, $5 bins. Wasn't really anything there. I started in the $5 bins, hoping that maybe, if this is as high as it goes, maybe there's some $15, $20 items that like he's just collecting them all up, and it was mostly like $3 comics and $5 bins, basically. Yeah, we didn't spend a whole lot of time there. We went on to Excalibur, also a big store. Overall, like, a decent selection. They really like have it super organized. If you're looking for a specific era of a specific comic, you can easily find it. But like for me, it just kind of make it harder to flip through, just because there's so many separators in a box. And it took a little bit the fun out of it. At the counter, they had comic books like from A to Z. Anything over $15, I flipped through that, and then they had a box of like what's new to the store. I looked at 2 comics in there that I liked. I forgot what it was. And I asked them if they can open it, and I found a couple of spine ticks that the mylar was kind of hiding. And the mylar usually makes it look more shiny than it is, and I didn't want to spend $20 on a comic. I think it was a Spider-Man comic. I don't remember. And ultimately I left it, and we went from there. So we decided, hey, maybe smaller stores, it's a little bit easier to dig through. Maybe you can make a better deal or something like that. So you saw in the footage, like the first one was closed, and then we went to a store that called Cat T Comics or something like that, or T Cat, or something with a cat in it. That store was, a cute little store. We looked through everything. Otaku found one comic. I didn't gravitate to anything. Nothing really caught my eye on the wall books or something like that. What I thought was cool, like they put their own little, put the grades on it. If it's like an older book, they have the price, and then like a grade of like if it's an 8.0, 8.5, whatever. But nothing really I had to have. And then we went to Space Monkey or whatever it's called. Really big store. Huge back issue room. Like at first, like we missed it. We went upstairs first, and I think that's like maybe some stuff that they're storing to the side. That was a bit disappointing. I'm like, that can't be it. The store had like a really good reputation.
Duh.
And then we saw a sign downstairs that pointed to another room that said back issues, and it's huge, but same thing there. It wasn't really like, it was a lot of like filler stuff, like nothing really great. I went through a couple of sections and I didn't find anything. Otaku had the same thing. So we've been digging for a little while, and my car was like in the front. There was like a 30-minute parking, an hour parking, and my truck was kind of like half in 30-minute parking, half in 1 hour parking. So I checked on it to make sure I don't get a ticket. I moved it forward a little bit, and I saw a box in the front that says new collector comics or something like that. And I asked him, what's that? It's like, oh, those are the more collectible comics. And, I said, you fill them in the back boxes once it's done. He's like, no, there's a drawer right here where we have the more collectible ones. And so I went through those, and that's where I actually found some stuff. So a couple things I put back just because I think the condition wasn't there. It was a Lobo comic that was a little bit too pricey for me. And so I decided to put it back if it does, because it had like the staples were sunk in. So I didn't think it was going to get a 9.8. And so what I found there is a key for the Absolute Superman number 7. So this is a key issue, first print, $8, and there were no discounts. But the only good thing, buying in Oregon is like you don't have to pay sales tax. So in the last and final pickup for the day was X-Men 11, one of my favorite Jim Lee covers. Paid $15 for that. It's within the range of what it's worth. The reason why I picked this up, I found it a couple of times, but never in this good of a condition. So I'm hoping that this can get like a 9.8. And that's the reason why I picked it up. And that was pretty much it. Otaku didn't get anything there. There was, we had a little bit of time since we ended earlier than we thought. And so we looked up Rose City Comics that was on the way to the freeway. And so we thought, well, let's try one more, and then we get going. What we didn't know was there was a street fair around it, and parking was a royal pain. Like we had to circle a lot of side streets to find parking. There was a lot of cars, very busy.
North Portland.
And finally did it. We had to walk like 3 blocks to get to the store, and they had 2 small short boxes that said vintage comics, which were mostly 90s stuff, nothing older than that. They had like maybe 10 wall books, also really nothing exciting. And then the back bins there was all, they focused mostly on new comics, and then whenever they stopped being new and they haven't sold them yet. They put them in these back bins. So we thought we might find some stuff, like some of the absolute stuff, which we did find in there. But I had already nothing like super valuable to say like, oh, I need a second one or something like that. We looked through it. Otaku got one thing. We looked through everything else, nothing. And yeah, that was it. We got some food, drove home, and it's a long trip for us. It was a long day.
All right, cool story, bro.
But we had fun. It's always fun hanging out with a friend, looking for comic books, and that was fun. Today I went to my local comic book store just to pick up some of the weekly keys that I like to collect, and I found one that I had missed previously. So because I found the other old Absolute Superman, this is number 18. This is also a key. So I have there's only 4 keys in the current series, even though there's 20 comics. There's 4 keys only. I have all of those now, and this came out like I would say like a couple of months ago. So from the new ones, Absolute Batman 22. I'm going to continue to pick up all of those just because I really love the series. Another key from a new series, Absolute Catwoman number 2. I really enjoyed the first comic, so this series is already one of my favorite, in the top 5 of the Absolute series. Really nice, along with the Green Arrow one. Really can recommend those. And the last thing that I picked up is Wolverine number 23. Just because I think this is an incredibly looking Taskmaster, joined with Wolverine. It looks amazing. I thought this was a really cool cover, and I had to have it. So yeah, that was our trip. All in all, we're pretty disappointed about it, and we had to be honest about it. The next big thing that we're planning for, there's a convention towards the end of August in Canada where we're hoping that we find some more collectible comics. We probably will, pick up some here and there as well, do our, weekly run or something like that, depending how the finances allow it, time allows it, and stuff like that. So, yeah. I wish I had better things to show you. I really was kind of hyping this up, and I was even thinking, should I pick something up just to show in the video, which is like a trap I don't want to fall into, just to buy stuff to show on the video. So just trying to keep it real. I only picked up those 2 books and whatever I got from my local comic book store. Thanks for coming back. I really like having you, and have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.